Assalamualaikum and very good morning to all my fellow friends. Welcome back again to our English Forum Day and thank you very much for attending this forum. So today we're gonna talk about big issue related with traditional dance which is Ulek Mayang. Before we start, let me introduce myself. My name is Irdina Putri binti Ramzan as moderator for our forum today. For you guys' information, Ulik Mayang is one of traditional dance from the state of Terengganu in Malaysia. This dance known by people because they use this dance as ritualistic dance performed to appease or invoke the spirits of the sea and is always accompanied by unique song also called Ulik Mayang. So, first of all, I'm gonna ask this question to Sufarini. Why do you think that this cultural heritage is still important or relevant to the younger generation?
First of all, thank you for the question, moderator, and Assalamualaikum and good morning. I am Nur Suparini binti Supari as the first panelist for today's forum. Why is this cultural heritage still important to today's generation? In my opinion, this cultural heritage is important for today's generation because it is one of the cultural symbols left by the previous generation. This this cultural heritage is also important because it can be used as a legend for the current generation. In addition, many benefits can be found when today's generation learns about the legacy of the past. One of the good things is that today's young generation can increase their knowledge about heritage that is becoming extinct over time. For example, like Ulek Mayang. Ulek Mayang is a traditional Malay dance performed by a shaman and unconscious fisherman, but it is also known as a worship dance where a unique song is sung to the accompaniment of a Malay orchestra consisting of the drums, gongs, violins, and accordions. Ulek Mayang is a very famous among Terengganu people. This is because this Ulek Mayang dance comes from the state of Terengganu. Unfortunately, this heritage like Ulek Mayang is not good for the younger generation nowadays because this perform is also known as the cult of the occult. Therefore, cultural heritage such as Ulek Mayang only needs to be remembered. But it does not need to be done for the current generation because it's very contra to the teaching of Islam. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Sufarini, for the answer. From answer that given by Sufarini, we can learn that have worship dance that use unique song in this traditional Ulik Mayang. Alright, next, Atira. You know right that this dance already old school. So how can we cultivate the interest of the younger generation, preserve this cultural heritage, and what are the measures that can be taken?
Assalamualaikum and good morning to all my friends. My name is Atira binti Ahmed. I want to talk about how can we cultivate the interest of the younger generation to preserve this cultural heritage and what are the measures that can be taken. So I will explain about this. In my opinion, the steps that can be taken to foster the interest of the younger generation so that this Ulit Mayan dance is preserved is through the mass media. For example, we can upload videos related to Ulit Maya on social media such as TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and so on. This is because through this mass media platform, we can reopen the eyes of the community um, so that they can see that this culture was very famous in the past. In addition, the authorities also need to take the opportunity to publish a film related to Ulit Maya and continue to be shown on television in order to attract the audience to watch the film. Um, Therefore, the community will feel excited to find out about the history of the famous Ulek Mayan dance in the past. Next, the way to cultivate the interest of the younger generations so that the Ulek Mayan dance is preserved is to launch a program related to the Ulek Mayan dance. For example, the authorities need to make an exhibition related to the history of the Ulek Mayan dance, the uniques of the Ulek Mayan dance, as well as make a performance of the Ulek Mayan dance. This can give awareness to the younger generation that this Ulek Mayan dance is a cultural heritage in the past. Therefore, the steps that have been taken can foster the interest of the younger generation in Ulek Mayan dance. That's all. Thank you.
Right. Thank you, Atira. So we know that this cultural can be viral by platform social media because nowadays everything just can find on social media. Production movie also can create movie about this dance to start to so that people would be more interesting to know about this cultural heritage. Okay, next for this question, I want all panels to give me one answer. I want to know what are the impacts of this cultural heritage to the economy and the tourism sector in our country. So we can start the answer with Soleha first.
Thank you for that question. Hello and a very good morning to our moderator and all my fellow friends. My name is Soleha binti Sebo Bahari. For my opinion, the impact of the cultural heritage of Ulek Mayang on the economy and tourism sector is give a good effect because the art tradition originating from Terengganu has a unique history, dance and singing, which can attract more tourists to come to Malaysia. As the state of Terengganu is rich in traditional arts, heritage and culture, the government launched the Terengganu Tourism Plan as the plan 2018 until 2025 in an effort to develop the state's tourism sector as a major contributor to the economy and the people. Indirectly, the local business economy boomed as many foreign tourists came to visit Malaysia to witness the greatness of Ulek Mayang. That's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Soleha, for the explanation. So we know that this cultural actually interesting and can help for foreigner and tourists to know more about Malaysian traditional dance. Next, Sufarani. Sufarini, what do you think about this?
Thanks again to moderator. Uh, the impact of this cultural heritage on the economic sector and the tourism sector in our country. For me, one of the effects of Ulek Bayan cultural heritage on our country economic sector is that it can help improve the country's economic structure. This is because the culture of Ulek Mayang is widely known for the use of dancer during the performance, which is very unique and beautiful. And the musical instruments used are also traditional instruments that are less used nowadays. Therefore, this Ulek Mayang culture for me can have an impact on the national economy because traditional goods are very high quality in today's generation because the quality of the good is difficult to find and recognize. Meanwhile, for the tourism sector, maybe it can be introduced to other tourists in terms of the clothing worn by this Ulek Mayang dancer. As I said just now, the clothes and jewelry used are all unique and beautiful. In addition, tourists can also learn about the musical instrument used during these performs and learn how to use these instruments. That's all about me. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so far, Rini, for the good explanation. So we know that this dance use beautiful and unique costume that can attract interest people. They also can learn about the music instruments and how one to use the instruments. Then next, Atira, how about you? What is your opinion about this question?
In my opinion, the impact of the cultural heritage on the economy and the tourism sector is that the economy will increase. This is because when a cultural heritage such as the Ulek Mayang can be preserved until now, it can attract more tourists to come to our country because our country has many unique cultural heritage. Next, the impact of cultural heritage on the economy and the tourism sector is to be able to raise cultural heritage to a higher level, which is the international level. This is because when foreign tourists come to our country, they can learn something new about the cultural heritage. For example, tourists travel to our country to see Ulek Mayande's performance. Therefore, they will be carried with this culture to their country of origin. As a result, this Ulek Mayandes will become a famous cultural heritage abroad. That's all. Thank you.
Alright, thank you very much, Atira. So all of us know that this cultural can help increase our economy because they still have people that love and want to learn about our cultural heritage. Alright, for this last question, Saliha, I want to ask you, do you wish that this cultural heritage will be practiced by the future generation, right? State your reason.
Thank you for that question. My answer for this question is I wish that the cultural heritage of the Ulek Maya will not continue to be practiced by the next generation. Because my opinion, the dance and songs played during the performance can bring unwanted things such as hysteria during the performance. This historical incident occurred in 2017 at Kuala Lumpur International Airport (KLIA). The elements found in this Ulek Mayang can bring polytheism to Allah SWT. In Islam, as this dance is a healing ceremony for ancient disease involving delicate creatures such as jinn. It also has its own taboo that can put an individual or people around it at risk. For example, when playing the song is played, it is required that the song be played until it is finished. Because the last lyric say, let those from the sea to return to the sea, let those from the land to return to the land, which is mean to drive the jinn to their place of origin. Until now, the lyrics of the song sung have become a mystery among the Malay community. Nevertheless, to preserve this precious heritage, the history of the Ulek Mayang dance must be continued by future generations. But the performance of Ulek Mayang should not be performed. That's all for me. Thank you.
Alright, thank you Soleha for the understanding explanation. So you think that this cultural not we can continue and practice by next generation because has their own disadvantage, right? But the history of Ulek Mayang can be passed on to the future generation to teach them a lesson. Alright, thank you very much for attending our forum today. Thank you again.